let's talk about how to have an abundance mindset. So abundance, like gratitude, is one of those things that the more you choose to see it, the more you will see it in your life, and thus the more you will attract into your life. So having the abundance mindset means that you choose to believe that there is always more than enough, that you always have more than enough, more than you need, and that the universe provides you with everything you need and more in order to thrive and enjoy your life. So abundance is a beautiful thing, and if you really pay attention, abundance is everywhere in nature. I believe that nature is naturally abundant, and abundance is your birthright. You are a part of nature. As human beings, we are a part of nature, and so the abundance of nature is accessible to us if we choose to see it. So for example, if you've ever seen like plants or flowers, or if you've ever had like a fruit tree or knew someone with the fruit tree, when a tree, like, I don't know what it's called, sprouts fruit, like there's always so much fruit, right? There's always an abundance of fruit, more than one person could eat. It really is like for the whole community. Like you would need to share because it's just so much, it's too much, right? So that is nature. Nature is just naturally abundant and so giving. To understand abundance, it can help to understand the opposite of abundance. So the opposite of the abundance mindset is the scarcity mindset. And unfortunately, it's a mindset that a lot of us were raised with. So especially if you're a child of immigrants or refugees, or maybe your family just comes from an environment where everybody has a scarcity mindset, then you're gonna understand what I mean. So a scarcity mindset is a mindset where you believe there's not enough to go around, and that you kind of have to like keep what you have and fight for what you have, and it's kind of like a dog-eat-dog world. We can put it simply like this: abundance is the belief that you have more than enough, and scarcity is the mindset that there is never enough, that you don't have enough. And so when you don't have enough, you tend to like hold on really tight to what you have, you tend to like not be as giving or as generous, and you have this like anxiety about losing what you have, and you're afraid to like spend money, you're afraid to give things away because you feel like, oh my God, if I give it away or if I spend this money, I'll never get it back. And so it's about like protecting and saving what you have and being closed off to the outside world in a way because of fear of losing what you have. Abundance, on the other hand, is just very open. It's understanding that money is energy and there's always more where that came from. Like you're open to spend money because you understand that you will receive money. You'll receive more than you spend. And that is the abundance mindset, that like trusting that this is just energy, and the more that I give, the more I will receive, and there will always be enough for me. There will always be more than enough. There's always more than enough food that I could eat. There's always more than enough things that I can appreciate in life. And there's just like more, and it's more than you could ever need. And that is just a beautiful feeling because like you have all that you need. You don't have to be like, I don't know, just being so anxious about everything. You're more trusting in an abundance mindset, and in a scarcity mindset, you're more anxious. This is not to say that it's not good to save money, or like don't take it to the extremes per se, but all it is a mindset, because if you choose to believe that you have enough and you will receive more than enough, then you can go about life with more joy and more peace instead of living in fear. All right, quick tea break for today's sponsor. Thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Therapy has been a helpful tool for me in understanding my mind and limiting beliefs. Before therapy, it was easy to get caught up with my thoughts and my perspective. I learned later on that all of that is relative, and that you can learn to put your thoughts on trial and ask whether they're actually truthful or not, or helpful or not. It was a revelation to learn that you can choose not to believe in your thoughts, and that you can choose your beliefs to shape your reality. reality. If you're interested in trying therapy, BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who is trained to listen and give you helpful, unbiased advice. To get started, go to betterhelp.com/Aileen, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp will match you with a professional who can help you with your needs. You can do it all from your phone or computer via phone call, video chat, or messaging. Let BetterHelp connect you with a therapist who can support you, all from the comfort of your own home. Visit betterhelp.com/Aileen or choose Lavendaire during sign up and enjoy a special discount on your first month. I'm pretty sure most of us understand the concept of law of attraction, where you will attract the energy that you give off. And also this psychological concept where you see the world through the filter of your perception. So whatever you believe, you will see that reflected in your world, in your version of reality. So if you choose to believe that there is never enough and everyone's fighting for the small amount of resources there are and everyone's out to get you, just these beliefs that are rooted in fear and negativity, then that's what you're going to see in the world, and that's what you're going to attract to your life. If, on the other hand, you choose to see that nature is abundant, that the universe is abundant, that you have everything you need and you will always have more than enough, then that is going to be your reality. That's what you're going to see more of in your life, and that's what you're going to attract. So now let's talk about the actionable things you can do to shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. So the first thing you want to do is you want to audit your mindset, meaning audit all of those limiting beliefs, all of those beliefs that are rooted in scarcity. So this could be something you do in a journaling session, like, what beliefs do I have that are rooted in scarcity? What beliefs do I have that are rooted in fear, that are rooted in this idea that I don't have enough? Try to list out what you can, but this is also an ongoing exercise because for the most part, a lot of us don't know where we have our limiting beliefs or where we have that scarcity mindset. It could be hiding in like little corners of your habits and in your mind. So as you go about life, try to take notice of when these little thoughts pop up, these little thoughts that you're like, oh, that's kind of negative, or oh, that thought is rooted in fear. Why am I fearful? Where does that fear come from? Or oh, that is connected to my limiting belief that I don't have enough. You're gonna start to notice where your scarcity mindset lies. And this could also be an exercise like observing other people, like maybe the people in your life, the things they say, or the people on social media, the things they say. Like you can start to pick up like, oh, that is scarcity mindset, or oh, that's abundance mindset. That feels good. I want more of that. I want less of that. So it's all about just awareness. And once you have awareness of that belief, then you jot it down in your journal. So anyway, going back to the exercise of listing out those like limiting beliefs of scarcity, you would then, after awareness of those beliefs, you would then just write the positive, abundant version of that belief. So simply, if the belief is like, I don't have enough money, then you would write a new belief, I have more than enough money, or I always have more than enough money. You can write whatever version feels good to you. It could be something like, I always have an abundance of money flowing to me effortlessly. Like this is where like my affirmations come in. By the way, I have like a money and abundance affirmations video. I'll link it here and down below. But I know when you're writing these like opposite beliefs, it might feel very fake. It might feel like, okay, that's not true at all. Like, how can I even begin to believe that? But just write it down for now. Like, you don't have to believe in it now, but just know, okay, that's the goal. That's where I'm gonna get to in life, to a place where I can genuinely believe that is true. The journey and the process is learning to start to see the abundance in your life and start to see the good and start to see where you have abundance. And slowly but surely, if you keep focusing on those positive, abundant beliefs that you wrote down, you're gonna start to really believe them as true in your body. And that is the goal of like these affirmation videos that I share. Like for some people, repetition works, right? Even if it doesn't feel real, the more you repeat it, the more like your brain starts to believe that it's real because it starts to ingrain into your subconscious. For others that are more practical, like you have to feel it in your life. Like it has to exist in your life for you to believe it. And so that is a journey of, okay, then start taking some action. Start to like focus on the positives. Maybe you go out and you create an abundant situation where you go out and you buy a bunch of like apples and you're like, I have an abundance of apples in my fridge right now. It's more than I could eat in a week, right? Like just do something, like create abundance in your life, because there is already abundance in your life. Number one is you choose to see it, right? I have an abundance of air and oxygen right now. Like, oh my God, this is amazing. I could breathe without thinking about like holding my breath or anything. Or I see an abundance of greenery because it is spring and it's so beautiful. Look, everything is green. It looks so amazing. Abundance, right? Secondly, you can create abundance in your life or create abundant experiences in your life. So like I said, you can just like go shopping spree on apples or something, like have an abundance of fruit in your house. Or maybe you give yourself like a self-care day where you go for a massage or a facial or whatever, and then as you're going through these experiences, you're like, wow, I'm just abundantly like swimming in self-care and self-love right now. Maybe it's as simple as like having a bath. For some people, a bath is luxurious and abundant. For me, it is, because I don't take baths very often. Whatever abundance feels like to you, start to create that. Start to see it and then create it in your reality. And the more you do that, and the more you focus on those positive, abundant beliefs, the more that you're gonna see abundance in your life, and the more you're attracting abundance in your life. And this mindset is a beautiful thing, because once you start really embracing this like positive, abundant mindset, then you're gonna attract people in your life that also have this positive and abundant mindset. People who are generous because you are generous. Like you give love, they give love, and everyone's just like more giving and receiving and exchanging this energy, and it's a beautiful thing. Another exercise that I'd like to share is this exercise of abundantly believing that all is possible. So I am a big dreamer and I love dreaming big, but this exercise helps you dream even bigger and also believe that all of it is possible. So if abundance is your birthright, and if the world and this universe can literally give you everything that you desire, like start from that foundation, start from that belief, then what is it that you want to create in your life? What would it look like? What are the things that you would, set as your goal if all were possible? If you could truly do it all, what would that be? They could be small things or big things. Like, I think it's already fun to just like allow yourself to dream big and dream abundantly, right? So make a list of whatever comes to mind in your ideal dream world, dream life situation. Another way to approach this exercise is to look at the goals that you have a little fear around them. A little bit of like, oh, I don't know if that can really happen. I don't know if that's really true. And that's the limiting beliefs. That's the scarcity mindset. So if you notice you have like limiting beliefs or scarcity mindset around any goals or anything that you would ideally want to achieve in life, that's where you start. And I know that might sound kind of vague or confusing, so let me give an example. So one example is age. One thing that I had been grappling with that I realized was a limiting belief from society is this idea of age, and how like, oh, maybe you're too old to do certain things, or it's too late to start some things. I had this little limiting belief in the back of my mind that had something to do with like, it's too hard to learn a new language when you're an adult. It's easier to learn when you're younger. Or it's too hard to like change your career or pivot or start a new business later in life. Or it's too hard to become a dancer later in life, like in your 30s, 40s, 50s. It's too hard to become a dancer then. That's something you have to do when you start younger, right? But I realized that these are all just limiting beliefs. They're beliefs rooted in like scarcity, like I don't have enough time. So instead, in this exercise, I challenged all of those limiting beliefs and I wrote the positive version of that belief if it were to be rooted in abundance and rooted in the everything is possible, because all it is a belief, right? It doesn't have to be true or not. So why don't you choose to believe that it's possible versus it's not possible? So I wrote things like, it's possible and achievable to become fluent in a brand new language as an adult, or it is possible to start to learn dance later in life. Like, you can start and become a great dancer in your 30s and above. Like, there's no age limit for doing things like singing, dancing, or hobbies, or building any skill. And as I touched on earlier, these beliefs were rooted in this scarcity mindset of I don't have enough time. So this new belief that I am embracing and entering into is I have enough time. I have more than enough time. So choose to believe in the abundance of this world, and that is going to allow you to thrive. Now, I'm really curious, if you chose to do today's exercises, let me know down below, what are your abundant beliefs and abundant goals? Like, I'd love to hear them, because I'd love for this comment section to just be all about abundant energy, us supporting each other and giving each other ideas. All right, sending you so much love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.